Okay, folks, we are on a little journey around the wasteland as usual, just exploring. Let's have a look. Ooh, what's this then? Oh my god! Thank God for the mysterious stranger. I just cannot believe that bear or the Yao Guai was right outside this little house. So we've got a little white picket fence here. Got a little gnome. We've got a few bits and pieces around here. Now, who lives in this house, I wonder?
Oh my, I wasn't expecting any visitors. My. You certainly do look a little bit worn out from your travels. Oh, just look at my terrible manners. I'm Agatha. It's so nice to meet you. Now, what brings you all the way out here?
Oh, Agatha, I was going to ask you the same thing.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm just fine out here. My husband, rest his poor soul, saw to it that our house was well protected from the elements and the inhabitants of the wastes.
Well, I mean, obviously he didn't do a good enough job to stop that gigantic Yao Guai from being right outside your door. But anyway, sorry to hear he's dead.
Well, that's kind of you to say. Yes, he's gone. After he built this place, we spent many happy years together. We decided to cut off contact with the outside world and just depend on each other for comfort and company.
Yeah. What, you've been on your own this entire time?
Oh, goodness, no. I have a supply caravan that passes here maybe once a week. I trade with him for whatever I need, and I stock up enough till they return.
That sounds a bit risky. What if it never shows up?
Well, I always have my husband's old radio set to fall back on. I used it once in an emergency when a group of raiders was getting a bit too close for comfort to my house. Otherwise, I use it to broadcast my so-called music I play from my homemade violin.
That's interesting. So I guess a homemade violin's never quite in tune.
Oh, you are a clever one. Yes, that's exactly the problem that I have with it. It doesn't quite play all of the notes correctly, and I have to constantly tinker with it.
So your husband's radio can broadcast across the entire Capital Wasteland?
Yes, my husband was very proud of the setup. He tinkered with that thing for years to get it working. I've tried to use it to get whatever I need, but I've never gotten a reply.
So you built the violin by yourself?
Thank you. Well, my husband had his hobbies. I'm afraid mine was making that sorry instrument. I only wish I could replace it with something better.
Anything I can do to help, Agatha?
But now that you mention it, yes, there is. My trading depends on my violin. Without it, I have nothing to play, no way to make music. If you can bring me a violin, a better one, I'd feel much more secure.
It's hardly something that would have survived the war, Agatha.
Yes, very sad, isn't it? Sad to think that no more musical instruments will ever be made the old way ever again. Well, fortunately, I know where perhaps the last real violin in the world exists. If you give me your word that you will recover it, I will tell you more.
You seem like a nice woman. Let me get that violin for you.
Well, that's just so sweet of you. I feel bad sending you off with nothing like this. I have a small amount of ammunition that my husband left behind. A box of odds and ends. I don't think I've opened it in years. If you do this for me, you're welcome to take whatever you need.
All right, I give you my word.
Oh, I don't think I've been this happy in years. As promised, here's the key to the ammunition box. It's right under the radio table. Before you leave, I have some information that may help you, at least a place to begin. It all starts with my great-great-grandmother Hilda back in 2077, before the bombs fell.
You've got records from back then?
Of a kind, yes. Hilda sent a good deal of letters to my great-grandmother Mary, who passed them on, and so forth. I suppose the correspondence could be considered a diary of sorts.
Wow.
It certainly is a long time. That precious instrument has been through a lot. Anyway, Hilda was quite a special woman, classically trained and exceptionally talented at the violin. Her pride and joy was her Stradivarius violin. I can only imagine how exquisite this instrument must have been. When the war reared its head, she was invited by Vault Tech into Vault 92. They claimed the vault would be dedicated to preserving musical talent.
Why would Vault Tech care so much about that?
Vault Tech was always promoting the vaults being used for the preservation of the arts and all that nonsense. Hilda couldn't pass on a chance to meet many of the other musical talents of the world, so she accepted their invitation. Then the bombs fell, the vault was sealed, and my family never heard from her again.
After 200 years, so how can you be sure that this violin is still in decent shape?
She kept it in a special pressurized case. Inside the case is the perfect temperature and humidity for the instrument. If the case is still functioning, the Stradivarius would be in perfect shape. Hilda's Stradivarius was named the Swa Stradivarius. All of them had names. That's what I want you to get.
Now, I know where it is because the Brotherhood of Steel gave me that information.
You do? Amazing! Thank you for this. You have no idea what this means to me. Good luck to you. Be careful. I don't want to be responsible for getting you killed.
Okay, great. So we have that's quite a good haul of ammunition. So we have the location of Vault 92 already, so let's head over there just now. Have to go somewhere else to get there. Okay, after a very long journey, we have made it to Vault 92. Always a tense moment going into a vault. You never know what to expect. Okay, so we found a note on this corpse here in this cupboard, and it says, I'm cut off and I don't know if anyone's sane is left, so I've locked myself in this closet on B level. If anyone finds this note, let my family know I didn't go crazy like the rest of this place. Let them know that I died with dignity when and where I decided. There's no way I'm going to let the crazies tear me apart. I can't die like that. To my wife and kids, I love all of you. So obviously something has gone on in here. Okay, let's have a look at the laboratory terminal in here to see if there's any clues as to what happened in this vault. It looks like they were doing some tests, but let's see if we can get some more detail. They're baffled why someone would behave after being exposed to the WN experiments. Serious problem. They've got symptoms that are very strange, so people have to die before you realise we're in deep trouble. So it looks like they were doing some kind of experiments and then some sort of anarchy broke out. Interesting. So, continuing to explore. Ah, good. Sheet music book. That should be good for Agatha. So we'll continue our exploration for the violin.
Thought I heard something. Where? Damn! Damn! I'm hit!
Thank God.
Glad that's over.
Yeah, me too. My God. It's a Mirelurk King.
Hey!
info. Interesting. Professor Malleus audio log.
I can't believe what I've discovered. Just before he died, one of the security team members told me everything. The Overseer has been implanting these murderous intentions in the entire Vault population without my knowledge. Using the loudspeakers in the dorms instead of just the studios, he subjected everyone to the white noise as they slept. He then implanted combat suggestions he claims came from Vault-Tec itself. He must be completely insane. No observation, no controls. I'm going to have to confront him now and make him pay for what he's done. Half the Vault is dead. The other half, fighting for its life. Good luck to all of us. And may God have mercy on our souls.
Interesting. So basically, it looks like the WN experiments were white noise experiments then. So that's what happened to the people in this vault. And that's all well and good, but you know what? We still haven't found this damn violin. Right, we're back at the computer, so let's read a wee bit more about what's going on here and then see what else we can do. Okay, so it's just normal mail about the music. So hopefully that's opened the studio. There we go. Okay, so we've got the violin. We can now return to Agatha. Okay, Agatha is asleep. Let's wake her up.
You have the violin? You've done it! Oh, my goodness gracious. Seems like you've been gone forever. Please tell me you have good news.
Here's your violin.
Oh, my goodness. I must see it, please. Oh, my. It's more beautiful than I could have ever imagined. I can't thank you enough. I wish I had something to give you, a more suitable reward for all your efforts. All I can give you is the frequency to my radio set. Tune in whenever you feel like listening to the strains of an old woman's violin playing.
Okay, there we go. So that's us completed Agathas Song. Excellent. So we will move on to the next quest now. And I'll see you next time for that. Bye-bye.